Welcome to another episode of Off Leash. And today I am joined with Josh Lambo.
That's me.
That's you.
Hello.
Hi. And we're going to be talking about, you have, what is it, one or two businesses?
Well, I'm the owner of one, working with some others, but
Okay.
trying to get this business off the ground.
Yes. And we are sitting in beautiful Sunshine, Florida.
Yeah. Cold, sunshiny Florida.
Yeah, it was cold as shit this morning.
Yeah, not a big fan.
I woke up and I looked at the temp and I was like, I'm going to wear a dress. I was like, psych, I am not going to wear a dress.
Yeah, I drove here from Michigan. And
What? I'm from Michigan too.
Where about?
Battle Creek.
Girl, I was born in Lansing. My dad lives out in Westphalia.
I love
Little
that.
itty bitty German village. Shout out Westphalia.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Midwestern
we're both
people. We got to stick together.
Michiganders.
I'm saying.
I love that. I
Boom.
love that. So what brings you down to Florida?
Trying to learn how to be an adult more than anything.
Ew.
I historically played professional recess for a living.
Okay. Wait. What is professional recess?
Sports.
Sports.
Yeah,
What sports?
I played professional soccer in the MLS for FC Dallas out of high
Whoa.
school. Played for 4 years. Humble brag.
Football.
Football. And then I wasn't very good at football, apparently, so I got released after my 4th season with Dallas.
No.
But wait, there's more. Then, as I'm conversing with my mother, saying, hey, soccer's over. Everything that you've ever done for me, all the 2-hour car rides, all for naught now that I'm 21 and unemployed. And so she says, well, why don't you think about going back to college and learning how to kick field goals?
Okay.
So I reached out to a friend of my brother's who was a kicker in Wisconsin, a guy named Taylor Melhoff. And I said, hey, man, this is where I've been. This is where I'm trying to go. Can you help? That was April of 2012. And then come September, I was on the roster as a walk-on at Texas A&M.
What?
My first ever football team was with Johnny Manziel when he won the Heisman.
Holy cow.
Never played football a day in my life.
That's crazy.
And played at Texas A&M for 3 years. Was fortunate enough to get 7 seasons in the NFL.
Wait, what?
Yeah, do you not do any research?
Okay, well, no, because I'm not a sports girl. I don't watch sports or play sports. I'm more of like a hunting, motorcycle, outdoors type person. But if I was into sports, would I be fangirling right now?
Doubtful, no. I was the least favorite position on a couple of very bad teams. Okay. So doubtful.
Doubtful. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm like, you're going to have to like break it down for me sports-wise because I just don't follow.
Again, I mean, I don't watch it. It was a job.
Oh, I love it.
I got to kick air-filled leather sacks, and
it sounds like a lot of fun.
It could be.
It could be.
Those cross-country trips home after you miss a game winner on Christmas Eve to give the Cleveland Browns their 1 win in 2 years. That's not fun.
No, I can't imagine.
And I mean, that definitely wasn't me. I did that.
Oh my God.
And so I've tried a couple other things post sports, and my latest venture is starting a dog supplement brand.
So you're like, gotta adult now. Gotta
I'm trying
do something.
to learn. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. I was like, you got out of college and I was like, I gotta figure out a way to adult.
And how's that going for you?
It's going.
In your dungarees.
I try to adult. I venture into many side gigs.
Yes?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I know about as much about you as you know about me.
Yeah, so let's hear about you. You are the guest on this podcast.
Well,
Tell me about your venture into dog supplements.
So, I'd started a gym last year in Chicago. Loved the coaching, didn't love the whole... I've never worked on a computer before. You want me to respond to emails? No chance.
No.
Hard pass. So, I'm sitting there in the kitchen with my dog, Indy.
Who is what breed?
She's a little pitty mix.
I love that.
For potential future renting purpose, she's an American Staffordshire Terrier.
Oh. Very serious.
She's a little pitty mix.
I love it.
I rescued her when I was in Jacksonville. And fast forward to sometime last year in Chicago, I'm in my kitchen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do I like? I like food. I like dogs. How can I combine the two? So I'm thinking I can just like sit here and like make some peanut butter cookie treats or whatever. I don't know. Just hang out with, and I also do call Indy Biscuit. My pet name for my pet is Biscuit. So I'm like,
Biscuit.
little Indy Biscuits. It's a perfect
love it.
name.
I love it.
So I go on ChatGPT and...
The answer to everything.
And say, if there's a gap in the dog treat market, where is it?
Yeah.
And it came out with supplements for sporting and active dogs. And so I reached out to a veterinarian friend of mine that I'd known from my time in Jacksonville. And I said, hey, if there's a gap in the dog treat market, I was trying to not like steer her a certain direction. What is it? And she said, supplements for active and sporting dogs. I said,
I do only know a handful of companies that do this. It's not very popular.
Right. So again, this is the third confirmation. Now we're super good.
I love it.
And so we're just coming at it from the aspect of being an athlete. My body and my mind had to be able to perform every day. And for me as a kicker, I didn't, like, practice wasn't practice for me. Like, every day was game day for me. And so we came up with Canine Game Day Performance Plan.
Oh, heck yeah.
Get your dog ready for game day.
I love that.
Yeah. Athlete inspired, veterinarian formulated.
And that's such a like broad, like, it's so good because so many people love sports and they love dogs.
Yeah, believe it or not.
Yeah, believe it or not.
They love watching a bunch of grown men run around in tights tackling each other. Who knew?
I know.
America, you freaks.
I don't know, but I know a lot. I get my dad all the time. We went to dinner last night and he's watching the game and he's like, could you believe that they just touched out? I'm like, I don't even understand what's happening.
Love the impression of your dad's voice, by the way.
I know, he did. He was
What's
like,
happening?
can you believe this? God damn it. He's like, I can't believe they just did a touchdown. I was like, I don't even know what's happening.
They did a touchdown,
They
folks.
did.
They did a touchdown.
Whatever you call it.
Amazing.
This is my knowledge on sports. And he was like, they're going to run it back or something. I'm like, run what back? I don't understand. And I'm like, please don't please explain. If you're going to engage with me about sports, you have to explain.
Amazing.
I don't know what any of this means.
What is your sport then? You said hunting.
I like hunting. I like motorcycles.
Okay.
I do motorcycle stunting.
What's it like to be like a cool, manly man?
I don't know if I'm a cool, manly man. I feel like I'm in mostly male dominated hobbies and I love it. But at the same time, I hate it because it's like, you kind of just got to figure shit out on your own.
But isn't that everything though?
Yeah, it is. I never really had anybody to like show me my hobbies, I guess.
How did you stumble into them then?
I stumbled into hunting because I wanted to go vegan for a while because I didn't like how...
Odd progression.
I know. Because I worked on a chicken farm and I didn't like how the chickens died. And I was like, how could I not feel this way about the food that I eat? I feel like everyone eats meat, but it's like that ignorance is bliss type deal. Like you don't know how it dies. And I wish I would have never known, because then I went through that and I was like, I'm going to be a vegan or a vegetarian or whatever. And I couldn't do it. It sucked. I'm sorry to all the vegan and vegetarian people listening, but I was like, how can I ethically eat meat? I know, I'll kill it myself.
Shoot it through the heart yourself.
And so someone gave me a hand down bow, like a youth bow, and it was like 25 pounds to pull it back. And I practiced and practiced and practiced. And I went out my first deer season, and I will never forget, I shot the deer. And then I was Googling up in the stand. I was like, I just shot a deer. What do I do now? And it was like, you're going to gut it. And I'm like, how do I gut a deer? I was like, we're here now.
That's amazing.
And then when I got a motorcycle, I was literally Googling, how do I start my bike? Google did everything for me. Literally, you could learn anything. And then I was like, how? And I started it. And then I didn't realize you have to shift a motorcycle. And I was like Googling, how do I shift my motorcycle?
Well, to be fair, I've never ridden a motorcycle. That's why I was asking you what it's like to be a cool man, because I don't know.
Yeah.
I did recently take up archery, though.
You did?
I did. Yeah,
That's badass.
Got a little PSE compound, 80-pound pullback, no big deal.
Oh, even now I'm only pulling back like 55.
Yeah, but you're, I'm sure, infinitely more accurate.
Yeah. No, I don't know about that. I mean, the bows nowadays, they're so precise.
Yeah.
With the technology that they use.
Speaking of precision, Canine Game Day Performance Plan.
Let's talk about that. Well, okay, tell me about the supplements. I have a dog. I actually have 3 dogs.
Amazing.
Yeah. Tell me what supplements I need.
So we are, again, we're early days. And me being here at VMX is just getting my feet wet in the veterinary world. We will have product next month in Vegas at the Western Expo. So that'll be exciting.
I'll see you then. I'll be there.
Heck yeah. We can go shooting.
We can. Go shooting.
Go shooting. And so we're starting off with a basic joint line.
Yes.
And then we'll have next level up be joint and muscle support, which again is what we found is a big gap.
Okay.
And muscles are kind of important.
Okay.
In any creature that's moving and working and needs to perform and recover.
Yeah.
And then down the road, the plan is to have a third tier that has cognitive enhancers. And again, I want to
That's huge.
give these dogs what I needed to do to perform as an athlete.
Yeah.
And it's more than just the body. At an elite level, it is the mind, especially being the kicker. I used my foot in football.
Yes.
Okay. Kickers, everybody hates for the most part.
Really?
Well, no. If you miss, you do. They
Okay.
do. It's very black and white. You did your job or you didn't.
Okay.
You hit the target or not.
Fair.
You killed the deer or you didn't.
It's very black and white.
Except if you miss the shot, you have 80,000 angry people cursing your name.
Terrible. Terrible. Too much pressure.
So much about kicking is the mental game.
Yeah.
And so again, if you're physically right and well, but your mental game's off, or you have fog or whatever it might be, you're not going to be able to perform. And dadgummit, I want dogs to perform well.
Yeah.
Make your owners happy. Make them proud.
Yeah, I have hunting dogs, so this definitely implies.
Perfect candidates. They have working dogs. They need to, they're jumping up trees and doing the whole thing, I'm sure.
Yep. I actually guide part-time at a pheasant ranch.
You're a cool person.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
So I don't do it very often, just when they need help, and I go out and I do like the tower shoots and my dogs run on the birds, and basically a bunch of people will shoot and miss a bunch of times, and then when they do shoot a bird, I send my dog on them. They come back and they sit and they make me look really good while I do nothing.
There you go.
So my athletic ability is 0 in that situation. The dogs.
Your mental gymnastics.
Yes,
very
mental
impressive.
gymnastics. That's right. That's right. You have to like help people in their gun jams and stuff, the basic stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do.
I don't know what to do half the time either. I just fake it till I make it.
Google.
If someone's gun just jammed, what do I do?
First off, why are you with someone else's gun?
Exactly.
Is anyone injured?
Is anyone injured? No. I did have one person one time have like a misfire on a hunt.
Oh, how'd that go?
Oh, it was interesting. I was saying wait until you have a clear shot, and then someone shot. I think they accidentally shot into the ground. And I was like, oh, yeah, we don't do that. Yeah, keep your barrels up, guys. That's just the only thing. You give a quick safety speech and you move on.
Yeah.
And you kind of give a little shame.
Well.
Thank God you didn't blow anybody's arm off.
Or foot.
Or foot.
Feet are important.
Yep, that's it. You got to keep the mentality high and keep moving forward.
Got to keep on moving forward. Barrels up.
That's right. Barrels up, guys. Okay, so my dogs are hunters.
Yes.
So they obviously would need the joint support.
Plus muscle.
Least. Yeah.
Once that product is coming out, that's what I'd recommend.
Tell me about the science behind your brand. How did you get the formulas? How did you who did you partner up with?
Yeah, so that's the good thing about being the face of the company is you don't need to be the brains of the company.
That's right.
So the veterinarian, Dr. Jamie Pickett,
nice.
who I've partnered with, she's kind of taking care of all that stuff.
I love that.
Yeah, so I did the logo, which is kind of cool.
I did the logo. That's me. I'm the marketer. Same for my company. So we do the dog food.
Right.
I'm the marketer. My dad's the science guy.
Yep.
If it were up to my dad, we'd still be sending out mailers. That's why he's not in charge of marketing.
Hey, Middle America, it'd probably still work.
I know. He was like, we're going to do flash drives. And I'm like, who has flash drives I don't even think computers have a flash drive.
Not the old school, the old school USBs. I don't think so.
No, that's what he did. He was like, we're going to make flash drives and put videos on the flash drive. I'm like, people are going to put that in their computer and think they're getting a virus. Voyager dog food virus.
I don't know this podcast audience well enough. I'm going to keep my jokes to myself a little bit longer. A virus? Wasn't that 6 years ago?
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
You're good. But yeah, so I'm with you on the marketing side. Yeah. I just market.
Yeah, so we are working with food scientists, engineers, whatever you want to call them, about once we get into the next advanced formula, just making sure, okay, this product or an ingredient works and this ingredient works, but we got to make sure they're not canceling each other out. So yeah, I'm just trying to partner with the people that know that information.
That's good.
I'll try to ask the questions and let other people do the answers. Again,
that's good.
Big dumb athlete.
You're like, just the market, just the face.
There's a reason why I'm not starting a financial company. Or my own clinic. It's like, you know what? I can talk to people and smile real big and love on doggos. And
I give you props though, because I know so many people out there that talk so much about, I want to start a business. I want to start a business. I want to do this. And I'm like, do it. Yeah. Take that step. Yeah. Make that leap. And they're like, oh, what if it fails? Who cares? Yeah. What if it does great?
Right.
What if you make a lot of money and you help a lot of dogs?
Exactly. If something can go poorly, well, then it can go really well. What is it? Thomas Edison, 10,000 light bulbs before he figured out the one that worked?
Exactly.
That's impressive.
And I love the admiration of you I love dogs. I love health and fitness, and I'm going to make a company that utilizes both. You know, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
And that's what I'm trying to do. Football for me was very good. It was difficult at times. It was very I was a soccer guy. I went from a locker room with 23 other players and like 4 staff at FC Dallas. And then I go to Texas A&M and we have over 100 players. There's more staff members than I had teammates. It was just very, very wild and bizarre. And again, when your first football team is with Johnny Manziel and Mike Evans, things are a little wild. You don't know who those people. They're very good athletes.
I've heard those names before. They resonate in my mind.
Yes, very, very good athletes. Mike Evans, one of the best wide receivers ever do it. Johnny, first ever freshman to win the Heisman. But I didn't love football.
Why?
I was a soccer guy. It was
okay. It just wasn't like where your passion was.
It wasn't. I loved being a part of a team. I love, who doesn't love getting free Nike or Adidas gear? All about it.
I'm all about it. I pay for mine.
Well, I do
Nike,
now.
you can sponsor me if you want.
But football for me afforded me the opportunity to choose what I do next.
Yes.
And so I thought it was the gym, and then I learned that it wasn't. That's fine.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to start this. And if this isn't it, that's fine. I'll figure out the next thing.
Yeah.
I'm a big throw the spaghetti at the wall, see what sticks kind of a guy.
I like it.
Because I'm fortunate enough to be able to throw that spaghetti at the wall, and who doesn't love pasta?
I love that. Using your free will.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
That's at the end of the day, that's kind of where I was in a job for a while where I actually sold Traegers.
Okay.
Traeger grills.
Traeger grills, I'm aware.
And I liked it, but I didn't love it because I was like, because before I wanted to be a veterinarian.
Okay.
And I wanted to help dogs.
Okay.
That was like my main thing.
Wonderful.
And when I went into shadow with my dad, who's a veterinarian, I quickly realized I cannot do this.
Why?
Oh my God. Euthanasias?
Yeah.
I am such an I'm a Cancer. I'm an emotional person.
Okay.
I don't know if you follow the zodiacs.
I know that I'm a Scorpio and people don't like that.
Oh, you're a water sign. I'm also a water sign. Okay. We'd get along very well.
Yeah,
I can tell.
Hold on. Small side quest.
Be like water. He is a water sign.
Bruce Lee, baby, be like water.
Oh my God.
Using no way as way.
I love it. You are a water sign. You get it. But yeah, so I went into my first euthanasia and I was like, I can handle this. And the lady, I will never forget it. The lady, her husband died for some reason. I think of like cancer or something. And her son died in Iraq. And she's putting down her dog, or it was her son's dog. So it was the last like remaining part.
No.
And I'm just sitting there and I was like, don't cry. Don't cry. And I just started bawling and I was like, I got to go home for the rest of the day. And I thought about this lady for weeks on end. And then they were like, you want to try another euthanasia? And it was like an equally super sad story. And it ruined my day, ruined my week. I was like, I can't do this. This is like so emotional for me.
Yeah, I can imagine that would be very difficult.
So, and then you get stories of like people bringing their dogs in that have just been neglected. And like, it just like resonated. You have to be a very secure, emotional person to be a veterinarian.
I'd imagine so.
And you have to switch it up. You go into a room with euthanasia, and then you're going into a room with a dog that is getting its first vaccines, like a new puppy, and then you're going into a room with a dog that needs flea and tick prevented. Like it's switching up, and then you go into a room with a dog that just got hit by a car.
Yeah.
Like you have to be able to switch very quickly emotionally.
Right. Compartmentalize
yes.
to the nines.
I can't do that. So, and I knew I always wanted to help dogs. So when my dad created the dog food company, I'll tell you about that. It's the only dog food company that does not add chelated copper that we know of.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Miss Anna was telling me about a little bit about it yesterday.
So we helped save her dog. Which is amazing.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. And it's just such a good feeling because you're able to help dogs and I don't have to deal with euthanasias.
Right.
I still deal with dogs that pass away.
Yep.
Which is so sad. I just got a message on Facebook the other day and I was bawling my eyes out reading it. Thank you to whoever sent that. By the way, you ruined my day. But I was reading it and they were talking about how they lost their dog to copper storage disease.
Wow.
And they were sending me all these photos of the dog and its life and how it was a rescue. And I was just like, oh my God. So sad.
That's a lot.
I know.
Doggos are great.
But we get to, fortunately, we get to save a lot of dogs doing what we do because we don't add that chelated copper. So it helps a lot of dogs with copper storage disease.
Right.
Because we think that a lot of dogs are getting copper storage disease.
Yeah. I had never even heard about it. Like, I'm like in my circle, I'm the dog guy. And I had never even heard of that. So.
Yeah. So most dog food companies, they add in copper sulfate, copper protonate, and copper acid chelate. So basically the same chemicals that they use to kill pond algae.
Seems healthy.
Yeah. They use it for caustic wound powder on horses. So like if a horse runs through a gate and gets a big gash in its chest, they use that to eat away the proud flesh.
Okay.
Yeah. They use it for cleaning septic tanks.
Super.
And they use it for foot rot in cattle.
All things that I want my dog to eat while I'm snuggling next to it at night.
Right.
That's fantastic.
And so when my dad found out about it, when our dog passed away from this disease, he was like, okay, this should not be in dog food.
Yeah.
This is not okay. So he reached out to all these companies and they were like, we're not taking that out. We're not reformulating our diet. So he gave a big FU to the dog food companies and was like, I'll make my own dog food then.
Way to go, Dad.
At like 60 some years old.
Way to go, Dad.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And now he's in his 70s. We're still doing it. We're here down at VMX.
You're here down at VMX.
And I'm surprised at the amount of vets that come through that also have not heard of copper storage disease. I'll get a few that do know, but for the most part, a lot of people don't, which is crazy.
Seems like breaking news.
I know. But then a lot of people are like, I don't see this in my practice. I'm like, are you doing biopsies? Because that's the only way to truly diagnose it, which is why it goes undiagnosed most of the time. And they're like, no, I don't do biopsies. I send them to specialists for that. And a biopsy ranges from $2,000 to $4,000.
It's a lot.
So not really something that people are going to splurge on their dog, right?
Yeah, especially for the dog that's
dying.
Not their dog anymore.
Right,
if
exactly.
You're doing a biopsy.
Exactly.
Well, postmortem anyways.
Yeah.
Well, good on you guys. Good on your dad for again, seeing a need and filling it.
Yeah.
Just like what I'm trying to do with Canine Game Day Performance.
Okay, so if I want to go buy Canine Game Day Performance, where can I buy it?
Here shortly, you'll be able to go to caninegamedayperformanceplan.com. Longest name ever, I understand, but it's a cool name, so deal with it.
I like it.
Practice your typing abilities. And Instagram handles the same, Canine Game Day Performance Plan.
Okay, I love that. Yeah. I will be buying some. Okay, what's the other company then that you're kind of working with?
Okay, so the other company that I'm working with is Equisir.
Equisir, I've heard of that.
Equisir, they make a product called the Best Box. And it's amazing technology. It is for doggos and for equine, for horsies.
Oh, I have horsies.
You have horsies?
I do.
Horsies are cool.
Yep.
Magnificent beasts. And so you put your animal into the box. It'll do a 2-minute scan of the dog, identify any issues it might have. Based on the initial scan, it'll go 20-minute treatment plan.
What issues is it detecting?
Anything from issues in a joint to a kidney failure or whatever it might be.
What?
They use photobiomodulation. I had to practice that one several times.
I imagine.
Which is light therapy.
That's super
it's
cool.
It's not just red light therapy. It's not just blue light therapy. It can cover the whole spectrum. Again, not the science guy, but it'll, again, based on that initial scan, it'll say, okay, it needs this treatment, and this particular wavelength is good for this particular issue the dog might have.
Mm-hmm.
It'll do treatment with the photobiomodulation, infrared B, which serves as an anti-inflammatory, gets down to the cellular level. And then neurostimulation for increased blood flow, can prevent blockages, and just overall increases to longevity for the animal.
This sounds very holistic.
Yes.
I love it.
All non-invasive. And again, these are all, I was able to partner with this brand because I used all these modalities are very similar.
I was going to say, do they have them for people?
Yeah. I think people actually can use the Best Box.
That's awesome.
They've done it, and I'm not trying to speak out of turn here. So, but I do believe you could.
I'd go in that box.
It's the best.
I just stand in there and be like, red light me or whatever it does.
Photobiomodulation.
Photobiomodulation.
Yep, there it is. There it is. Nailed it.
I nailed it. I was so close.
Yeah, very cool. So, it's a company I've been able to start to work with as their spokesperson.
I love that.
Being an athlete that had injuries and needed to, I lived in the training room.
Yeah.
Either to get myself healthy or to stay healthy.
Yeah.
And again, I love that, myself included, the folks at Equisir and so many other brands are really, your brand with the dog food or taking it to the next level. Hey, every time you tell your dog, I love you, I love my dog means the world to me. Prove it.
Yeah.
Care for him.
That's right.
Love on him. Do what's necessary. Go over and above. Go the extra mile.
Yeah. We have a saying in our dog food company, treat the treatable and prevent the preventable.
Love that.
Yeah. Because you always want to make sure that you're preventing what could happen down the line.
Right.
And being, I guess, doing that work before it even happens. Like with joints, for example. All dogs have joint problems at some point in their life.
Right.
So doing that preemptive care before they have joint problems really helps in the long run.
In the athletic world, say you got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
That's right.
So very similar. If you can do the preventative measure, then you don't need to get back to a baseline. Stay at the baseline. Improve your baseline. Make your dog sturdy.
That's right. I love all these things.
Keep them in the game a little bit longer. Canine Game Day Performance Plan.
Canine Game Day. I love that. I will be buying some.
Heck yeah.
Oh my gosh. I came from a household growing up of very holistic medicine. Well, actually, it's funny because my dad's a vet, so he believes in like real drugs for real bugs. So he's more on like the medication side.
You timed that one nice. I almost spit out my coffee.
But then I got my mom, on the other hand, that I'll have like a headache and she's like, I got an essential oil for that shit. And I'm like, oh God. Great. Let me just sniff some turmeric or whatever the frick she's making me. Some cinnamon, whatever, essential oils. She's hilarious.
That's amazing.
But I did grow up very like holistic minded.
I grew up on Pop-Tarts.
Hell yeah.
Cherry
Hell
frosted.
yeah. I love that. They're cancerous now, apparently, according to my mom.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh my God. Every time I go over to my mom's house, she's like, you need to balance out all these red dye 40s that you're eating with this natural herb supplement that I have. I was like,
sounds like she needs to start a little apothecary.
She does. My God.
Just go out to the woods and get, I don't know, Hermione it up. That's a Harry Potter reference.
She's a beekeeper, so she thinks she can heal anything with honey.
That's awesome.
She's like, oh, you have a headache? Honey. You have allergies? Honey.
That's it, huh? Honey.
You're having a bad day? Honey.
Have some honey.
Tea and honey.
I love
this.
a peppermint tea and honey.
I know.
Big fan.
Me too.
Fan.
I love honey. I love tea. We should have tea after this.
Deal.
Okay, so your second company, what is it called again?
Equisir.
Where can you...
Not mine, spokesperson.
But, okay, spokesperson. Where can you find Equisir?
I believe that is probably...
Equisir.com?
EQUUSIR.
Okay, that's not how I would spell it, but thank you for clarifying.
I believe that's correct.
I believe.
I either got it correct or I'm no longer the spokesperson.
You're fired.
One of two things just happened.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I will be looking that up as well because I want to learn more about this wonderful magical box.
Really, really cool product.
Perfect.
Yeah, just doing everything I can to help. I mean, really more so my dog. Other dogs will benefit from it, but it starts with my own. Perfect.
Well, if we want to find you, where can we follow you at?
My Instagram, I think, is Josh Lambo 4.
Do you not manage it?
Oh, I'm a scroller. I'm not a poster. I'm not a poster.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I learned a long time ago that if I am posting a lot on Instagram, it's because I want attention and I don't want that to be the attention I'm seeking.
Fair.
So it's like the people like, if I start to drink, I won't be able to stop kind of a thing.
Okay.
And I want, so for me, it's with like
self-awareness.
Yeah.
I love
just
it.
kind of trying to protect my mental health a little bit as well. But also, people don't need to know what I'm doing.
That's true.
I mean, they will. No, Canine Game Day Performance Plan. Equisir. So maybe I'll have to start. But historically speaking, I don't know. I want to do something for the sake of doing it, not for something to post for 17 people to like.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, beautiful.
Yeah. If you want to check in on me, check in on me. Not because I post something.
I'll check in on you.
Yeah.
I'll send you a DM or an IM, whatever it's called nowadays.
And some honey.
And some honey. And tea.
Heck yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us for this episode of Off Leash, and we will catch you on the next one.
Thanks for having me.